All right, guys. We're here in the main session, okay? How many of you here are ready to get the meats and the potatoes? Drop a 10 in the chat. All right, you guys are a little slow response, but once it gets going, it gets going. All right. So, as most of you know, we don't use System.io. We use a system called Home Business Academy, known as HBA, right? And there's several reasons, okay? How many of you guys like to get paid? Okay. I was talking to Martha and I got a notice. It said, Kim, you receive $100. Last time I checked, System.io never paid me $100. Does that make sense? Right? Why? Because the commission percentage is very small. How much is 30% of free? Exactly what it is, called a donut, right? Less than 10% of the people on System.io will actually pay for more than one funnel. Okay? And that's usually the ones that actually made money. Does that make sense, guys? Right? Now, our system costs 25 bucks a month, but when you refer a person, how much do you get paid? Anybody can tell me?
80%,
Which is?
$20.
Now, let me ask you this. You refer two people that have to use the system, generally your customer, correct? Your customer needs a freedom machine. Something has to support it. That's a guaranteed 40 bucks every single month that goes into your bank account, which means that now your system is free, but you have potential earnings. Which one makes more sense? We're
HBA.
not even talking about the ability of what it does. Okay? Martha was able to pull down that lead from the HBA system. Okay? Of which we have a backup system that does all the automation, which is called get response, right? Which we're going to show you guys in a second. Okay. So there's a double check verification for you to audit and to know for sure that your automation works. How much more can you ask for? You have no idea how many people I talk to that think the automation is set up, and after we go through it, kind of pretty thorough. How many of you guys agree I'm a pretty thorough person?
I agree.
I've always found something not set up the way it should be. No names, no nothing. But I will tell you, that could be the reason why a person doesn't get a sale. How many of you guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this is very important. Okay? Now, will this change when our community gets bigger? No. RG here is the main VA of our entire team, a tech team. He down the road will be responsible to hire the other VAs. I'm going to leave that responsible to him. If he doesn't like them, hey, I back you up 100%. Does that make sense? We always will have and make sure that the staff is there to support you. Some of these staff people will come from within the community. That is why we train people here to become independent. Does that make sense? I prefer to take on someone within the community than someone outside the community. How many of you guys agree? Right? Because you work with that person, so you can trust that person. You know what that person is capable of. Make sense? Right? All that makes sense to you guys, right?
Yes, that does.
So, when you talk about the Home Business Academy, also known as HBA, it supports our Freedom Machine funnels. It support our lead capture page, like the community page. How many of you believe we have a pretty nice community page?
It's very nice.
Will it stop the scroll?
I agree.
Yeah, it will stop the scroll for sure. Okay? A video will always speak louder than words. And you can also cram a lot more information in a video than you can on the page. How many of you guys believe we have a pretty stunning business card? I'll tell you, there's people out there that don't even have a business card, but it's taking them a lot more leads before they convert. Does that make sense? Right? We're giving you multiple different directions to convert, not just one way to convert. But one thing you can guarantee, you're going to know about the person you talk to before you meet that person, just because of all the tools that's available to you. Okay? That's very important. How many of you here believe that your time is valuable? Right? Because think about this for a second. If you don't think your time is valuable, why should someone else think you value your time? If you don't value your own time, why should they value your time? They shouldn't. How do you know when someone value their time? They know exactly what an hour of their time is worth. Now, some of this might be above you right now. Okay? I can tell you this much. My hour is worth $1,100. When you calculate the years over a lifetime and divide it by the hours in a day, that's what it comes out to be. About $1,100 an hour. Do you realize that's more than a doctor?
Mhm.
Do I look like to you I have a doctor's degree? Far from it.
A little bit.
The only doctor degree I have is a PhD. Anybody know what that PhD is?
I know what you're going to say.
Public high school diploma.
Oh, so you're going to say pretty handsome dude.
That's really good.
Actually, I will steal that from you. I never heard that before. Now, I heard another one though. They say pal, higher, and deeper. You guys know what that means? The college student loans. They pile higher and deeper. The debt. Does that make sense? Right? So at the end of the day, guys, this is important that you understand the value. How many of you guys believe we have a pretty stunning community website? All of that is powered by HBA. Our entire workshop here that you're looking at right now is all powered by HBA. None of this you can do with System.io. None of this. Does that make sense? That's what 25 bucks a month gives me, guys. Do you think they underprice it? There's people out there, guys, that are paying $200-$300 a month for something like this. How many of you guys have heard of ClickFunnels?
Yes, sir.
That's $200 some a month. How many of you guys have heard of S.A.U.C.E?
Yes, sir.
That's $150 a month after the first year. So when do they hook you? They hook you on the first year. Does that make sense? Right? So, with that being said, does that look like a pretty nice freedom machine?
You're welcome.
Right? Okay?
Oh.
We've got some noise here. All right. Go ahead and mute yourself, Jeff. You got some background noise here. Okay? Then you got Mr. Eldon. Mr. Eldon was here earlier. Where are you, Eldon? Oh, he's busy doing something. But Mr. Eldon here is 85, guys. 85 young. Pretty cool, huh? He's our youngest guy. And then our second youngest is Miss Cynthia. Okay? This is our community here. This is our community opt-in page, right? So, I want you to screenshot this, okay? For this mastery special, most of you guys know there's an upgrade that's being launched by DGC, correct? Everybody familiar with that? Right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. No obligation, but I'll give you my opinion as to why it would be wise for you to upgrade. Anybody know what is the number one spoken language in the world?
English.
That's right.
Spanish.
No, English. English. What is the number two most spoken language in the world?
Spanish.
Not Spanish. You want to tell them, Madeline?
Mandarin.
You can look it up on ChatGPT. Chinese. Okay? The third most spoken language is Spanish. Okay? Now, I want to paint the vision to you. The next one is French, and the following one after that is Arabic. Okay? So, let's say we successfully conquer the Spanish language. Where do you think the next language we're going to go to?
Chinese.
Chinese. And then once Chinese is launched successfully, which language do you think we're going to go to? French.
Oh, French.
When we conquer Arabic, I don't know if we really want to do Arabic. But let me tell you, the top 5 languages is 97% of the world population. Then we can say we have a true global business. You guys agree? Right? Guess what? You're either going to be with the game or you're going to feel like you fall behind the game. Because when you get all 5 of those languages, where do you think English stand? Less than 20%. So you will only get the 20% of the market share around the world because you didn't pull the trigger to position yourself. Now, let me ask you this. To conquer the Spanish, do you have to speak Spanish?
No.
No.
No. You want to conquer Chinese, do you have to speak Chinese?
No.
No. You want to conquer French, Arabic? No. No, 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 no. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But does it affect your pocket?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, 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 yes. That's right, Martha. That's just food for thoughts, guys. Okay? Now, with the lead capture page for the community will be included. The Freedom Machine and the bundle will be included. And then RG and PPP is going to do that, guys, for you guys, okay? For $125, which is a 50% off of what we normally charge. Now, I can tell you this. With the system IO stuff, DGC is going to charge a lot more. Okay? We're not here to do a highway robbery. But at the same time, we have to compensate RG. You know, he has to feed his family. And we have to make sense, right? Because it is convenience. Now, if you already have a Freedom Machine, great. Okay? If you're just doing an upgrade, okay? You see, just the upgrade alone is going to be $75. That's it. Which is fairly cheap. Most of you guys know, when we get something done here, we make sure that everything works before we hand it to you. That is our standard. You want to share your experience, Breezy?
Um,
Whatever's on your heart, buddy. Whatever's on your heart.
can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm an example of a person who ran into some roadblocks with my health and all other kind of things. And so I was in the digital legacy when I ran into those problems. Um, and everything came to a halt. Um, so when I began to get my feet back on the ground, I was stuck with no way to present to the masses some of the great things that I was learning in digital legacy. But I knew a man. Well, I had seen a man, and I saw this man occasionally, and the man began to um, say some things that were very, very profound as far as what his intentions were and helping people and becoming helping people to bring themselves up. So I reached out to him, and it turned out that that man was Mr. Uh, Kim Kimalato. And so from the day um, Kim and I began to discuss different things, and I became aware of his plan, what he was doing, how he was staying active, what he was deeply involved in creating. That really attracted me. And I'm glad that I took a step to go in the same direction with Mr. Kim, because ever since the first day I did, I became um, showered with all kinds of knowledge that I didn't have before. I became showered with awareness. I didn't have that awareness before either. And it made me feel good because I was learning some things that I felt were going to lift me up in many different ways. So I decided to become part of the PPP 101 community, and my eyes became open even wider. My brain became absorbing a lot of this knowledge, and I'm a happy camper because you can go back a few months. There's no comparison to what I've learned now to what I knew then, and so I really advise people on the outside to take a look at that, because if you have a desire to learn more, become more, absorb more, then PPP 101 is the place for you.
Awesome. Awesome. How important is the one-on-one coaching to you?
Oh my gosh. I cannot tell you how important that is because I'm a different person. Some of my friends look at me and they say, "Well, what's going on? We noticed some changes in you." I say, "Well, I'm studying." "Well, what are you studying?" "Well, I've I've become part of a community that is full of other people who are all having the same thing in mind to um, improve their knowledge, bring themselves up, put themselves in a position where they can earn an income for themselves and their family, and show others, lead others to do the same." And so that's why you see a different look on my face, because I'm involved with that. So,
Awesome.
and you can be too.
Awesome. How important is the one-on-one coaching for you, Madeline?
Well, for me, it is utmost because the skills that I've learned the past 3 weeks and the growth that I've experienced is 100 times more than what I have experienced in the past year and a half.
What's so important about the elite coaching? Why is that important to you?
Well, first of all, it's got the personal touch, and I have support from all of you guys, and I just think what we learn in here I would not have, I wouldn't have learned it somewhere else. I just think you have a different skill or a different angle than the other coaches I've tried to work with.
Thank you. How about you, Rudy, man? We're glad you're back, buddy. You got life doing busy stuff.
I've come a long way from where I was at in the beginning, and this community is something very important to me. I know I haven't been here lately like I should be, but I'll be back.
You know where home is.
Definitely.
Awesome. So as far as the business card, guys, we're knocking it off 50% for just the time blocking. All of you that are attending right here, we're knocking off 50% if you want the new business card. Okay? There's quite a bit of legwork on there to do because we customize it to your brand. Okay? Everything is changed to your brand because most of you guys know the number one offer at PPP is for you to be properly branded. That's the first and foremost priority. What does that include? That means that you're going to pass the 7-second test and the 3-click test, no matter how we look at this, as we look at the meats and potatoes today. Okay? So make sure you screenshot this. Okay? And then if you need any of this, message me, message RG, and we'll take care of you. RG, is there anything you want to say, RG?
Well, I'm just so glad that I found Kim. Um, he is really nice. He's really good in teaching people. Even here in the Philippines. So yeah, Kim really he is really willing to help people.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's look at this business card for a second, right? As you can see, this is Breezy's business card, and everybody is really the same. On the right side is my business card, but what the most important is the psychology behind the business card. Okay? Some people, when they have business card, there's just too much thrown at people. How many of you guys agree? They'll have like links, literally from top to the bottom, like 15 links. Okay? That's like throwing the whole pot of soup at somebody intentionally so they can get burned. Does that make sense, guys? We have strategized this to be very, very strategic, but it still introduced at least 8 streams of income. That's already a lot to swallow for someone. You guys agree? That's why, like, someone asked me, do we need to correct the 23 income to 40 plus incomes? No. Because the more incomes you put there, the belief goes down lower. Most cannot even comprehend 23 incomes. That's why when you go down to the inner circle, I only details of the first 16. That's it. Because you got to make it more believable. Once they get into the community and they actually see a lot more, how many of you guys agree that it is better to do under promise, over deliver? Does that make sense, guys? Right? It's really important, okay? Because get response is what does our automation. So this is the system that audits the HBA system. These two systems audit each other. How many of you guys drop a 10 in the chat if you believe that's a good thing that you got two systems auditing each other to make sure that your automation works? Awesome, right? For me, I am blessed to have a system like this. That's the reason why we don't use System.io. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just it doesn't do what we're looking for it to do. Does that make sense, guys? Right? Think about this. Anybody can tell me, in order to stop the scroll, what are the two of your senses that needs to be activated? What are the two senses?
Sight and sound.
That's right. What they see and what they hear. Once they see and hear what they want to hear, what is the third sense that activates? It's how they feel.
Yeah, emotions. Yeah.
Emotions. People don't make decisions on logic. People make decisions on emotions. How many of you guys agree to that? Does that make sense? That's where the like, know, and trust come in. Okay? I give you two scenarios. I go online and I'm ready to purchase 900, but I'm on the fence because I have very limited information. And I haven't even met a real person. Scenario 2, I didn't pay anything. 900 wasn't because I didn't have the money, but now I'm into a free community where I can see the 30,000 foot view of the value. Which one am I less likely to buy first? Scenario 1 or scenario 2?
One.
2.
So
2.
You're less likely to buy?
No. Most likely to buy. Like,
Most likely. Okay.
yeah, most likely to buy. In other words, have a higher chance to buy, right? Because there's more value, right? Like, I tell you guys, those of you who haven't gone through our community, watch out for Mandy. She's clicking everywhere. Why is that? We can see everything that goes on in the community, myself and Brahim. Brahim had an emergency. He couldn't come tonight. But he and I are both the co-founders of this community, and we can see everything. We can see everywhere where someone clicked. Why is that important? That's who I spend my time with. Does that make sense, guys? Because if you take the time to review the information, you take the time to study the information, we owe you answers. Is that fair? But if you don't take the time to look at the material, what is there to answer? There's nothing to answer because business is a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. How many of you guys agree to that? When you do your part, we can do our part. But if you don't do your part, it's hard for us to do our part. Does that make sense, guys? Right? So when you look at Get Response, it's going to give you a guaranteed email delivery. I don't have any emails that hit promotion or hit spam. All the emails I send out hit the inbox. How many of you guys would like to have that? That means somebody's going to look at it, right? My click rates are anywhere from 15 to 30%. If they're not clicking, that means you're doing something wrong. That means your content is confusing. Does that make sense? We have the ability with point, click, copy, paste, drag and drop. How many knows the National Football League? Right? Do you guys believe they have a pretty good marketing department?
she wins.
Yes.
You
Yes.
have the ability to have your marketing look like the NFL. If you don't know the NFL, I know you know FIFA. Right? Do you believe FIFA has a pretty good marketing department?
What is that?
FIFA, that's soccer.
Oh.
Okay? That's the Football International Federation Association. Right? Guess what? You can have your marketing material look like FIFA marketing material. That's how powerful this system is. You know, I was inspecting the newsletter from the National Football League. Not only does it have 100% open rate, but it has a 60% click rate. Is that pretty good? That's pretty darn good. Okay? And it has to be simple. Building your list is very important. It's a non-negotiable, guys. Your list is your fortune list. But let me ask you this. Do you truly treat your list like a fortune list? I guarantee you no. Because you're not going through your list. You're not updating your list. Do you communicate to your list? Do you follow up? No, not as much as you should. I'm guilty as charged. Only difference is I have a bigger list than most of you. Does that make sense? Right? Now, this is the kind of newsletter that you can send out. This is actually an email. Okay? Very easy to read, right? Very easy. Picture is worth 1,000 words. And you get all your links, everything. And it's, Martha, can you unmute?
Yes,
Is it difficult to use?
to read this?
No. Is it difficult to use? Get response.
No, it's pretty easy.
How is it compared to the old system you use?
It's quicker. You spend less time.
Very good. And that was actually what I was looking for, right? Very easy to use, guys. Very easy to use. Okay? This is the kind of newsletters we send out. Does that look more attractive? Does that get more attention and stop the scroll? Right? Those are kind of newsletter we send out, guys. Okay? It is so much more professional. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Right? Now, this is what we call the workflow. This is what keeps the automation 24/7. Those of you who opt into my workflow on my Freedom Machine, has it been ever a day you didn't receive one email? No. The reason why you want to know the email is sent, you want to know what goes out to your customers. Does that make sense? You want to be able to duplicate the content. Very important. Why do I opt in Michelle's email? Why do I opt in Amy, Tim, and Daryl's emails? Because I want to know what's going on. Why do I opt in Wendy's emails? I want to know what they're doing because they're converting. Does that make sense? And guess what I do? I duplicate what they do. I just put a better look. I don't want my emails to go out with flip-flops. I want them to go out with a tuxedo with a bow tie. Does that make sense? Very important. Okay? Now, for the get response, guys, we're going down to the bare bottom. If you just need to connect your get response to your HBA, it's just a flat $50, which is normally $100. Okay? But we were able to get a group rate for that. And then the automation setup is just $125. That means we'll customize the emails for you, we'll connect the emails, we'll create the workflow, and we'll teach you along the way. Does that make sense, guys? Because
Yes.
why? We want you to become independent. We don't want you to become dependent. Why? Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Do you agree?
I agree.
So guess what? We don't want you to depend on Kim and RG and Brahim. No. We want you to learn to become independent. You should be able to clean your window, not depend on somebody to clean your window. You should be able to add a little bit of oil in your engine, a little bit of water windshield wiper fluid, right? Not always have to depend on somebody else to do those little things for you. Does that make sense? Right? Did you have a question, Jeff?
No, I'm just making a comment.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I just want to make sure that I address it if you had one. Okay? So,
No,
this is the calendar we use, guys. I don't know about you, but if you've been on Calendly versus Lunical, just the website alone is completely different. And so is the technology. The technology is completely different. Okay? I want you to understand this. Okay? You want the looks to be professional. You want to be able to tell about yourself and about your community. Testimonials are so important. How many of you guys believe testimonials are so important?
I do.
And being able to have multiple appointment display. Like let's say I'm Jeff or Mandy, for instance. I have my financial business. I have my digital marketing business. Jeff has his vacation business for Airbnbs. You want to be able to not mingle everything together. You want to be able to separate things. Does that make sense? But when you separate things, you still want to be able to know or find out as much about that person before you actually meet them. Does that make sense? So now you've already made a decision whether you're going to spend this hour with this person or not. And I'm going to be more detailed for you to see what I'm talking about. You want to be able to have a video on demand. Why? You can fit so much more information in a video that maybe 30 seconds, a minute, than you can put on one single page. That's just the society that we live in today. The what is it? The short span, right? The attention span is narrowed down to 60 seconds. You lose them in 60 seconds if you don't catch them in the first 3 seconds, right? So, this is what it actually looks like, but I want you to understand, we're going to go in detail, right? This is actually what it looks like. And on the phone, it looks very professional as well. Okay? What's so important about your appointment detail is that within X amount of characters, do you have enough information for them to see the value? You don't need to see a whole lot. You just need enough information before they can go behind the scenes and see the rest. Does that make sense? Right? So in other words, what I'm telling you, you can see that this right here says what? I know I didn't stop it, but this right here, if you look at it, I'm going to go ahead and bring it right back here. If I read this message right here, I know if I want to go further. But if someone's telling me that by watching 3 short videos, I can save 30 to 45 minutes in my appointment, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to watch these 3 videos. That's going to give me enough reason to click what's behind door number 1. I know that sounds like Price is Right, right? And then they get to see the rest of the details, right? Now, what is important here that we do that they don't do anywhere else? Anybody know? What do we ask for that no one else asks for?
What they're interested
Telephone
in.
number.
Phone number. That's correct. Who said phone number? Anybody?
Me.
Okay. Phone number is the correct answer. Okay.
All of us ask that.
What's that?
All of us.
Well, in our community, we do. But outside of this community, most people are afraid to ask for the phone number. Because
Why?
the traditional way to build a list, most people do it through email. But which one would you rather have? 100 emails or 20 phone numbers?
24
Phone
no.
number.
All day long. All day long. But you see, take advantage of this. Because 2 to 3 years from now, it's going to be a different game. Everybody else is going to jump on the bandwagon. Does that make sense, guys? Right now,
Yes, it does.
this is hot for you. Now, I'm not a tamale fan, but treat it like a hot tamale, right? It's hot. I thought you might get a laugh at that, Jeff.
Yeah, I did. Okay, because hot tamales don't agree with me. I get heartburn after eating those.
So let me tell you the psychology here, okay? This is how we set up an appointment, okay? You want enough information to understand what their problem is, okay? You always want a headline. Your headline, they got to know what it is that you're talking about, right? Then, why do you think we have all the above and none of the above? Anybody can tell me?
To save time.
No. I'll give you an example. Let's say we have 3 questions total, all in the same format. Who are you going to spend your time with, Jeff? Someone that took the time to check off things, or someone that just decided to do all the above, none of the above, just because they want to go through your business card?
Hmm.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Who would you spend your time with?
The ones that checked none of the above.
No, the
Or
ones that
all?
Is there more topics to talk about?
Let me tell you the psychology. Most people who check all the above have checked 1 or 2 or 3 before that. Okay? And then they saw the all the above. But if somebody checks none of the above in all of your questions, are you going to give them an hour?
Probably not.
What are you going to talk about?
Nothing.
They didn't even take the time to answer your questions that you took the time to design, right? Do they really deserve an hour of your time?
Nope.
Absolutely not. Think of someone like Mandy in the finance, right? Any client could be willing to invest with you $1 million, right, Mandy?
Mm-hmm.
So, which one do you think gonna answer the questions? The one who's not gonna invest 1 million, or the one that's gonna invest 1 million?
The one who is gonna invest the million.
They're gonna answer every question because
Mm.
they're the kind of people that's gonna read between the lines. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So therefore, they earn an hour of your time. Is that fair enough? Right? Very important. But what happens when someone tells me they're not happy with the results with their online business? Someone tells me that they want to start a business. They're tired of chasing leads. They want leads to chase them. Right there, I know enough about the problem I'm going to solve, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Absolutely. So we have a conversation. That conversation deserves an hour. See, the traditional way is a professional. What do they do during an appointment? They spend 30 minutes to find out what the problem is. Is that pretty accurate? Some
Yes,
longer. So, why spend 30 minutes to find out the problem when you can find out the problem before the 30 minutes? Would it make more sense to spend an extra 30 minutes on the solution?
yes.
yes.
Which one are you less likely to earn more trust quicker? Solution, guys. People are
Solution.
looking for solutions. Once they see a solution, the second question is, can I trust this person? Can I believe this person? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
There's only 3 questions, and I hope you write these down. Okay? First question you have to answer is, does it work? Second question you have to answer is, will it work for me? Third question you have to answer is, can I do it? If you can't answer these three questions, you're already doom and gloom. Does that make sense? It's important that you know that, okay?
What was the third question?
Can I do it? So you can see the second trend, same format. Third trend, same format. It depends on what product you sell, okay? My business card consists of the 4 hottest products in the community, which means the 4 that sell the most. Legacy, cloud backup, precious metals, and technology, which is HBA and get response. Those are the 4 most sold product in this community. Does that make sense, guys? You have a different business. Let's say Rudy has a detailing business. Great. Make sure you make that one of your 4 most selling products on your business card. Does that make sense, guys? Jeff, you have insurance. Make sure that one of your questionnaire is all about the insurance client. Does that make sense? Everybody is
does.
different. Everybody got different businesses here. If that makes any sense to you guys, right? And this is the precious metal, which is considered a bonus. Okay? Is it something that somebody really see that they need? They may not know that yet. But if they understand the economy and they educate themselves, then they realize it. But they may not see it right away. Does that make sense, guys? Right? So that's why I treat it as a bonus. And we have sizzle videos that we send out. They are always less than 2 minutes. I'm telling you, if you're doing things over 2 minutes, you're losing your people. Big time. 120 seconds is your magical number. Your highest converted number is 60 seconds. That's the highest converting number. But don't exceed 120 seconds because that's when you lose people. Okay. Why is the additional comments important, guys?
So that they can write you a short note on what it is they want to discuss.
Someone who fills out the extra comments, I haven't had anyone that I have not gotten results or converted to a customer that filled out the additional comments. It's 100%. Because they have to take time to think. If you take time to think, is that a good sign to say they're serious about this appointment?
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. So if they're serious about this appointment, I'm going to be serious about this appointment. Right, Jeff?
Yep.
You give what you receive, guys. Okay? Now, why is it important that you always redirect after an appointment? You redirect them somewhere. You know that 99% of calendars you book an appointment, it give you a thank you page to confirm the appointment, but it doesn't send you anywhere else. How will people know about your community, about your offer, if you don't put your community and your offer in front of them? If I were in the financial services, I would lead this to an educational video. The more you educate your client, guess what? The easier your job becomes, right, Mandy? The less things you have to talk about. Because why? You let the tools do the work for you. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes, it does.
You gotta let the tools do the work for you. Okay? Now, for the Luna Cow, is pretty much dirt cheap. It's also 50% off. It's $125 to get it all set up the way that mine looks, the way that Breezy looks, the way that a lot of people here in the community looks. RG does a phenomenal job. Okay? And he does a quick turnaround too. How quick was your turnaround on Lunical there, Breezy?
Quick as I could snap my finger, it was done.
It was done. And guys, I want you guys to know, RG is 12 hours difference. When you sleep, he wake up. When he wake up, you sleep. For those of you who sleep, you know. Lately, I found a lot of people that don't sleep.
Yeah, really.
So this concludes the main session. We're going to go into the VIP. We're going to take a quick break. Okay. Right
Hold
on
on, I
time.
got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So 125 flat for the business card.
Flat for the business
That's
card.
all.
But the Lunical is separate, right? The Lunical is separate because there's a lot of work entailed in the Lunical.
What's the loan account?
125. Altogether is 250 instead of 500.
But do I need the loan account to have the business? I mean, the business card.
Do you want to ride a Toyota or do you want to ride a Mercedes?
I want a BMW. God damn, forget about those Mercedes Benz.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. Lunical does everything Calendly does and about 20% more things that Calendly doesn't do. And it's the same price per month. And we get a 20% discount on the monthly and a 40% discount on the annual because
you
of my
telling us,
relationship with the founder of that company.
are you telling us that we should cancel our Calendly account?
Once it's set up. Here's the other reason, Rudy. How much does Calendly pay you?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Lunical pays you 30%. You refer 3 people, your Lunical is paid for. That's the other reason. So not only you ride a Mercedes, but you have the opportunity to ride that luxury car for free. Does that make more sense?
That puts the fuel into it.
That's right. You guys know, any tools I use here, the number one requirement is can I make it pay for itself? That's the number one requirement. If not, it's off the list. But it has to meet the features, all the bells and whistles, not just be a tool. We want the bells and whistles to be present. It has to be compatible with the marketplace. Does that make sense, guys? I'm telling you, Melvin looked at our system, and you know what I forgot to do, guys? Oh my goodness. I forgot to hit record. Did I hit record? Oh yeah, I did hit
No.
record. I did hit record. Okay. Oh man, I'm scared.
It doesn't say recording up there. It didn't a minute ago.
So if you look down on the bottom, there's a button red that's flashing. Next to where it says stop, like on the bottom. I think maybe I can see it, but
Only you can see that, yes.
It's
Yeah.
at the top, but it wasn't a minute ago.
yeah, it's there at the top too. Okay. So anyways, guys, let's take a quick break. And then we're going to go into VIP. VIP is very important because I'm going to break down the Google Calendar to you step by step. Okay? And then after the Google Calendar, we're going to do Q&A. Okay?
Kim,
Yes.
if I make a 10-second statement, it's almost worth making yourself a cheat sheet to show on each one of those how many people it takes to recruit to make it so that's free for you.
We will. We will down the road. We will
Well,
tell you exactly what it's going to do to make it pay for itself. Okay?
Well,
I promise
I
you.
wasn't waiting on you to do it. I mean, we could individually do it.
Thank you, Breezy. You always bring a lot of value. Okay? All right, let's take a quick break, guys. I'm gonna go get some more water and I'll be right back.
Yes, sir.